kung may basihan ba talaga, kung meron ba talagang impeachable offense laban sa ating Vice Presidente.
Good afternoon, Honorable Indesco from Net25. Since you said a while ago po that the hearing is unconstitutional, are we considered for any legal remedies like pagtulog sa Korte Suprema po?
As I've answered earlier, that is always a possibility. We are considering all remedies.
Thank you po.
Hello, Attorney Joy po ng Mobile Philippines. Question ko lang po, if magsasampo po ba kayo ng case ng abuse of authority sa ating mga opisyal ng Kamara? Kasi kanina nga po, di ba, as Attorney Season mentioned, na it's only the Senate that can conduct the trial. No? Kasi nabi lamang maka-issue ng subpoena to or on the production of evidence. And kanina, ang Representative Jokno has clearly stated na according sa ating Philippines Constitution na naglagay din po siya ng articles and section that the House of Representatives has the exclusive power to initiate all cases of impeachment while the Senate naman po has the sole power to try and decide on the power of impeachment. So pinaro niya po yun kanina, pero nagkakaroon po dito ng confusion na Jervis, no? Not just sa media, but as well as sa ating mga mamayan na nakikinig at nanonood dito nga sumasabay tayo sa impeachment case.
I agree with Representative Diokno na yun nga naman talagang nakasulat sa Constitution, no? That the power to initiate belongs to the House and the power to try impeachment cases belong to the Senate, di ba? And yun nga ang nagiging debate dito dahil sa aming pananaw, lumalampas na po sa initiation ang nangyayari at kung magkakaroon man ng any trial type proceeding, that should be had before the Senate impeachment, sitting as an impeachment court at hindi po sa Committee on Justice.
So, magsasapa po ba tayo ng abuse of authority sa ating mga opisyal ng Kamara?
At this point, we are considering all remedies, pero ayoko pong sabihan na isasampahan ng kaso or whatnot. No? We're not in the business of trying to threaten people with cases. Sa amin lang po, ang trabaho lang po ng mga abogado ng Vice Presidente is to protect her rights and interests. So, titingnan lang po natin kung anong mga remedy base doon sa aming fundamental objection on the constitutionality of the proceedings that are being conducted.
Hello po, good afternoon. Herlene Delgado po from ABS-CBN. Dito po sa Katamay. Hello po. I just want to get, since you've already reiterated naman po the position of the defense team, just want to get your reaction for fairness and balance. As sinabi ni Representative Lovisa earlier, she quoted former Justice Tiham, and she said na failure to participate in the hearings before the Committee on Justice is tantamount to a culpable violation of the Constitution. Your direct response.
Well, first and foremost, there is no rule, law, requiring the respondent to attend the hearings or the proceedings before the Committee on Justice. I think that is clear. Hindi naman dapat natin pagdebatihan yan. In fact, the Constitution is clear also, diba, na if you read the Constitution, wala namang nakasaad doon na talagang requiring the Vice President to attend. This is not the first time. Sa ibang impeachment proceedings, hindi din naman nag-attend yung high official na ini-impeach. So I don't know where that is coming from, but of course we would like to state for the record also that we respect the opinions of our lawmakers, of our congressmen, whether it's against us or for us. And that's the nature of the proceedings, diba? Sui generis, it's legal and political. So, no doubt, it's politically charged and everyone will have their opinions and we have to respect everyone's opinion. But as far as we're concerned, the position is there is no rule requiring the Vice President to be present in these proceedings.
Sir Chen po from Billionaire News Channel. Can you give us an outlook na lang po? Ano yung pwede namin maasahan? Can you give us an outlook na lang po? Ano yung pwede namin maasahan sa defense team moving forward given na, yun nga, mag-issue daw sa PINA. They also plan on having meetings outside of the impeachment, outside of the hearings sa conduct. So ano-anong mga pwede namin i-take note at abangan from the defense team?
Simple lang naman po that every step of the way, the defense team will ensure that we are doing our job to protect the rights and interests of our client, which is the Vice President.
One question from Attorney Michael Attorney Sheila. Your message na lang po sa public, lahat po ay nakatuon ng kanilang attention po dito sa impeachment proceedings naman kay Vice President Sara Duterte. And I remember, Attorney Sheila, last year, noong February 2025, you quoted Senator Miriam Santiago na impeachment is a dreadful process. So ano yung mensahe po natin sa publiko ngayon?
Ako na muna siguro, no? Sa akin, siguro nagpapasalamat tayo sa mga kababayan natin na patuloy na sumusuporta sa Vice Presidente. Nasabi ko nga kanina, this is highly divisive and politically charged matter, no? So, natural lang na may pagkakaiba ng mga opinion, may mga debate. For the defense team, we are here without any intention to debate with anyone. No, we are here to just lay down our position. But at the same time, we would like to state again that we respect the opinions of even those whose positions are adverse to ours. No? Siguro ang gusto ko lang linawin is parati kasing nasasabi na hindi sumasagot ang ating Vice Presidente. Hindi po totoo yun. In fact, as early as last year, tuon pa lang sa first round of impeachment, nasabi na ng ating Vice Presidente na handa siyang sumagot sa harap ng tamang forum. No? Lahat ng itong mga aligasyon na binabato sa kanya. That is also included in the letter that we submitted yesterday. At siguro ang pinaka-importante, let's not blur our legal system, di ba? Ayon sa legal system natin, the burden of proof is actually on the accusers. Doon sa mga nag-a-allege na may ginawa siyang impeachable offense, the burden of proof lies with them. No? Dapat pakita muna nila na matibay ang kanilang mga ebidensya. And again, the evaluation should be limited to the complaints that they submitted, their allegations in those complaints, and the pieces of evidence attached to those complaints. No? So again, hindi sumasagot ang Vice Presidente. Handa po sumagot ang Vice Presidente at handa po ang defense team na ipagtanggol ang Vice Presidente sa harap ng tamang forum para dito. Thank you.
Perhaps my message is, it's the same thing. We appreciate the role that the media has in terms of providing our public with good information. By good information, I mean something that is not only plucked from the mouth of a person, but something that invites some meaningful discussion about the issues, about the processes, about what we could expect moving forward as a nation. But my main message would probably be something that I would borrow from the case of Francisco versus Gutierrez, because I think it encapsulates everything that we need to know in respect of the protection and respect for an individual's rights. In that case, the Supreme Court said that the respondent, or just because former Chief Justice Davide is the Chief Justice does not imply that he gets to have less in law than anyone else. And the reason is very simple. It's because the Constitution and the law are mindful of every individual's rights, regardless of his or her station in life.
Attorney Paul, if you don't want to describe the proceedings earlier, what then is your reaction to the whole thing that was happening, the whole proceedings for the whole hearing until this afternoon?
Ma'am, as you know me, I really want to give due respect to our lawmakers. So whatever happened in the proceedings earlier, I think that is within their wisdom, no? I don't really want to criticize anything or anyone for those proceedings earlier. Ang sa amin lang, that is within the wisdom of the Committee on Justice. Pero sa amin, that doesn't also preclude us from availing of remedies kung sa tingin namin meron ng mga paglabag dun sa saligang batas sa mga pangyayari. And that is in line again with our duty to protect our client, who is the Vice President.
So yung mga sabrina, ng mga tao to review the documents, is this something that you expected to happen? Like you were expecting na mga ganito mangyayari talaga?
Well, hindi naman sikreto yan dahil actually, di ba, pati yung appearance ko ay na-question na rin. And again, I have to say, I respect the lawmakers who brought that up. I think it is within their prerogative to raise whatever concerns they have in relation to my appearance. Pero nasabi ko na rin, no, na the past few weeks, nasabi naman talaga nila that there will be subpoenas issued. No? Ngayon, yung pagdating naman sa akin, humarap naman ako sa Committee on Good Government. Abogado na rin ako ng Vice Presidente ng mga panahon na yon. At hindi naman ako nag-invoke ng attorney-client because all I can really testify to is kung ano yung totoo na participation ko sa kung anumang sa dong stint ko nung ako'y nasa DepEd. So I never really saw any conflict with that. But again, if there are subpoenas, these are things that the defense team will have to discuss. We'll have to look at the subpoenas. And ako naman sa sarili ko, I have no problems complying with it. But I have to state that the fundamental objection here is not just the issuance of the subpoenas. No? The fundamental objection rather that we are raising here is on the proceedings themselves and even, sabi nga ni Atty. Sheila, on the ancillary processes that will come out of those proceedings.
So should you attend, sir, the proceedings or sa hearing? Will you still be the lawyer or the defense, part of the defense team of the meeting? So you'll just go there as a resource person, pag pinasabina ka, pero you will still be one of the defense, part of the defense team of the Vice President?
Yes, but I will go there as a resource person or witness, whatever they want to qualify or characterize it as such, and I will answer the questions as the best way I know how based on my personal knowledge.
But there are perhaps you might involve the lawyer, client.
I will not comment on that, pero kung ang tatanungin naman sa akin ay kung yung anong natanong na rin sa akin sa good government, kasi that was very exhaustive. In fact, not only myself, even Attorney Monsayak was there also. We attended every hearing. We answered all the questions directed to us, and not once did I invoke the attorney-client privilege. Because ang masasagot ko lang naman kung ano yung nasa personal knowledge ko po. Hindi naman ako pwede mag-fabricate beyond that.
Attorney, pakabal ko lang yung reaction niyo po ng pagkustudiya ng Kamara kay Robin Nandiyata?
Sa akin, that is something that is between actually the court, the Committee on Justice and the court that has jurisdiction over the case of Ramil Madriaga. Again, that goes into yung mga processes na kasi na to, kakibat siya nung mismong proseso na kina-question namin. But as to the safety of Mr. Madriaga, hindi kami yung may hawak ng kaso kasi na perjury laban kay Mr. Madriaga, no? Pero as to the safety, gusto naman namin mag-testify siya Diba? Kasi paano natin pabubulaanan yung mga sinasabi niya kung hindi natin siya papatestify, di ba? Doon lang yung forum. But again, at the proper forum. So, kung siya man ay